All right, we will get started. Thank you so much for tuning in today for this 10-day immersion. I'm so excited with how many people are interested in this immersion. We have over 850 people from all across the world doing this immersion with us. I'll just go through a few logistics really quickly so we're all on the same page. If you have any questions or need more details about the immersion, you can go to my website, duncanyoga.com, and go under the free 10-day immersion. All the details are there. You can also go to my Instagram account, click the link in my bio, and if you just, the button will come up for a free 10-day immersion. You can just click on that, and that will immediately bring you to all the details of the immersion, including the prizes, the rules of the social media challenge, etc. We have a Facebook group. It's called the HOV Club, H-O-V. It stands for Heart of Vinyasa, HOV Club. You can join that Facebook group to stay in contact with everyone who's doing this immersion. And it's kind of the community for my online classes. So if you really like these online classes and you want to connect with people more or ask me questions or see how other people are interacting and experiencing this immersion, then you can join that Facebook group. It's called HOV Club, and the link to it is on my Instagram link or on my website. You can go there to connect to that. Please follow me on Instagram or YouTube, Duncan Yoga for both. I'll always be posting, stuff on my Insta stories about the immersion. For the social media challenge, you can just do one post a day if you're interested, and that post doesn't have to be an Instagram post. It can be an Instagram story. It can be a Facebook post. It can be a comment on a YouTube video. And please tag me at Duncan Yoga and hashtag Duncan Yoga 10-day. And everyone who does that, and if you do 10 posts over the 10 days, you'll automatically be entered to win a $200 Lululemon gift card. Yay! The structure of the classes. So each day we're going to do a 90-minute practice. It's going to start with a 15-minute philosophy chat, followed by a 60-minute Vinyasa class, followed by 15 minutes of Pranayama. On our rest day, which is day 7, we will only do 30 minutes, and it will involve predominantly philosophy and meditation. We'll move away from the logistics now, and I just want to say thank you to all of you for joining in. It's given me such a renewed sense of purpose with doing online classes. I usually very rarely teach online, so it's been really nice to see how many of you have been interested and have signed up, and as a result, it's really given me the sense of purpose in what I'm doing, so thank you so much. Secondly, please applaud yourself for showing up. It requires a certain amount of faith and trust to try or start something new. To take the first step can sometimes be the hardest thing. And so give yourself the applause, as Lady Gaga would say, for taking the first step, for being here and for showing up, for being curious, and on some level being open to change. I think those are great qualities to have as a human being, to be curious, to have faith, and to be open to change. Third thing, please try your best to commit for the full 10-day immersion. Do your best. I know some of you have a lot of things going on in your life right now, so if you can't make all the live streams, that's totally fine. That's why we have the YouTube classes. You can do the YouTube classes if you miss the live stream classes. If one day's super hectic and you can't do any of the content at all, don't worry about it. If you fall off the bandwagon, just jump back on the bandwagon when you can. Be patient and be kind with yourself. You also don't have to do the whole 90-minute sessions all at once. So if you're like, whoa, I've got a day that's jam-packed full of life goodness, then you can break the 90-minute session down into its little parts. So you could be like, oh, I'm going to do my 15-minute philosophy thing when I'm in the car. Don't watch me, obviously, just listen to my beautiful voice. Then you could do the 60-minute Vinyasa class over lunch or when you got home. And you could do the 15-minute pranayama at another portion during the day when you can make time. So don't feel like you have to do the whole 90 minutes all at once. You can break them down into little bite-sized bits. When we commit to something, it gives the opportunity to create new habits, and it rewires and reprograms our brain. We're creating new habits. So the whole intention of any immersion is to immerse ourselves in something so that it creates a new way of feeling and seeing the world. And as a result, that's going to change our brain. It's going to change how we interact with the world, and it's going to change our habits. And this is known as neuroplasticity, the changing of our brain and the rewiring of our brain. So please commit to this 10-day immersion on any level that you can so that we allow for this transformation of our mind and brain. An immersion is not always easy. Yoga is also not always easy. There's always going to be some moments where you're like, excuse my language, fuck, I don't want to do yoga today. It always happens. So when those moments happen, please know you're not alone. We all go through this. And feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or our Facebook group if you need any assistance. Any type of challenge that surfaces during an immersion always presents some element of value. So if you're feeling challenged at some point, I think that's a really good thing. And can you reframe your perspective around a challenge as a good thing? Listen to your body. So during this immersion, please listen to your body. If I'm ever teaching something and you're like, whoa, that just doesn't work for me today, then just feel free to skip it. Rest. If you know a modification, do a modification. If you don't know what to do, just take a moment, sit down, sit back, watch me, watch what's going on, and then join back in when it feels appropriate. That's always okay. Please listen to your body. You know your body best. The whole immersion is progressive. And it's progressive basically with three main perspectives. One being the chakras, these energy centers in our body. So we're going to work from the root chakra up. The second one is the 7 factors of awakening in Buddhism. So we're going to kind of play with the 7 factors of awakening in Buddhism. And then the third one is classical yoga philosophy. So I've kind of structured the whole program to build from the foundation upwards with regards to those 3 systems. All right, let's get started. Enough of these logistics. Day 1. Welcome to day 1. Today's theme is grounding, the ability to feel grounded, to be grounded. And in order to be grounded, we need to become totally present and acknowledge our relationship with the earth. In order to become grounded, we need to become totally present and acknowledge our relationship with the earth. In the classical yoga sutras, so this classical yoga philosophy, the very first word is atha, which means now. The whole practice of yoga revolves around that word, atha, now. Having the capacity to bring ourselves fully into this moment right here, right now. I like this little saying. I sometimes use it with Joe, my partner. I say, where are we? And the answer is always here. What time is it? And the answer is always now. So we'll be going for a walk and be like, Joe, what time is it? And he'll be like 3:23 p.m. And I'll be like, wrong. The time is now. Where are we? The botanical gardens. No, we're here. And so I think it's a really nice mantra to repeat throughout the day or even through your yoga practice. Where am I? Here. What time is it? Now. And this kind of brings me back. I went to university very briefly for dance, and I studied with Nadia Potts. She's this very well-known ballerina in Canada. She was the principal dancer for the National Ballet of Canada for many, many years, very highly regarded. And she was my dance teacher for a few months in ballet class. And I'd be dancing and I'd be so focused, like trying to impress Nadia Potts, like working on my feet and my technique. And she'd come up to me and be like right in my face, like with her eyes, and be snapping. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? She's like, I don't want robots. I want human beings who are dancing. If you're always up here, you're never here. And it was just a great, kind of beautiful, there's the yoga and dancing. In order to be totally alive, you have to be totally in the moment. And don't we want to live our lives? In order to live our life to its absolute fullest, we have to have the ability to live in the present moment. So, if that's helpful for you, maybe you can think of someone stern being in front of your face being, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? It's a little confrontational. Our mind pulls us out of the present moment. It's like, oh, I want to think about the future, or, oh, I want to think about the past. But we can train our mind to keep us in the present moment. And so this is what this practice is about, having the ability to live in the present moment. Not being too far in the future, not being in the past, but being right here, right now, where life is happening. So how can we do it? It's by saying yes to this moment. Yes, I'm so happy to be here, or yes, I am here. In the gay culture, we kind of go, yes. So saying yes to this moment. Yes, honey. And accepting this moment for what it is. Finally, the last thing about being in the now, living in this present experience, is a verb that I like to call presencing, from my teacher, Annie Carpenter. She's really obsessed with this word presencing. It's an action, it's a verb, it's the ability to bring yourself to the present moment over and over and over and over again. Presencing. Like when I go for a walk and I'm like, at the edge of the hillside, taking in a deep breath of the fresh, crisp fall Melbourne air. And Joe's like, what the heck are you doing? I'll be like, I'm presencing myself. After we have the ability to come into the present moment, the final aspect with grounding is to acknowledge our relationship with the earth, to receive the earth, to acknowledge how we're standing on the earth. And for most of us, our foundation when we stand and walk is our feet. Okay. And our foundation can change. When we're sitting, it's often our pelvis. And when we're lying on our back, it's often our spine and our pelvis. But when we're standing or walking, our foundation is our feet. It's what connects us. It's what grounds us. And our root chakra, our root energy center, known as Muladhara, is our place of stability, of the ability to feel grounded and stable, of connecting with the earth. And so when we move and when we practice, in order to stimulate this chakra, we need to be mindful of how we're standing on the earth and how we're receiving the ground reaction force, as they say in physiotherapy world. That when you're standing, there's a reaction force coming up from the ground through the body, and it's known as your ground reaction force. And if you do a really big jump and then you land, you're going to have even more ground reaction force coming up. It's Newton's third law. For every force, there's an equal counter force. Right? For each action, there's an equal reaction. So for today, I want you to use the mantra, I am here in this present moment with both feet planted. So mantras are something that you say over and over and over to yourself again. And I've really been getting into them. I find them really helpful and a really nice way of focusing my mind on something that I'm working on each day. So today, as you flow through your day or your evening, could you repeat the mantra to yourself? I am here in this moment with both feet planted. And it brings in this grounding energy of to be present and then to acknowledge our connection to the earth and how we're standing. If you're into journaling, a couple questions you can ask yourself today are what grounds you and what helps keep you present. I'm really into using songs to bring the philosophy to life. And there's this beautiful song by East Forest called Grounded. And I just love that song. It's very, very grounding. So I'll share those on social media if you follow me there and on our Facebook group so that you can listen to those and have those questions to journal throughout the day and have the mantra. Before we start our asana practice, I want to go very briefly through anatomy. So it's going to be very brief and very simple. We're going to be focusing mainly on 3 muscles. We have our peroneals on the outside of our shin. Our peroneals on the outside of the shin. Peroneus longus we'll focus on today. Then we're going to have tibialis anterior, kind of on the front side of the shin. So that's side, front, and then the back. So because we're working with the root chakra today and ground reaction force, the force of the ground pushing up through our body when we're standing down onto it, I want us to play with these 3 regions of the lower leg. So we have the peroneus longus, and it's going to help evert the foot, which means it will help lift the outer edge of the foot up, help lift the outer arch. The tibialis anterior, which is along the front of the shin, will help lift the inner arch of the foot. So the inner arch of the foot will be lifted by the tibialis anterior. And then on the back of the leg, we have our soleus, which is underneath our gastrocnemius. And our soleus is kind of known as our peripheral heart. You have 2 hearts. Your second heart exists in your soleus. Or is your soleus. And the soleus, why it's considered a peripheral heart, is because it pumps the venous blood back up to the heart from the lower extremity. So the soleus is one of its main functions is to pump the blood that pools in the lower leg all the way back up to the heart. So it's considered a pump. And the soleus is engaged often when we plantar flex the foot, which when you push your foot down like this, the ball of your foot down into the ground, the soleus will engage. You'll help with that blood pumping. We're working with these 3 muscles of the body today because of the root chakra. All right, thank you for listening. We'll get started with our asana practice. So please come to your mat. And once you're on your yoga mat, please come to a standing position. We're going to start standing today. Big surprise there, right? Okay. And just come to a comfortable standing position. Please place one hand on your chest and then the other hand on your chest. So you have both hands on your chest. And then can you close your eyes? The whole premise of yoga is to experience and embody yoga. That we can talk about all of this philosophy and anatomy, and it's really interesting. But it doesn't mean that much until we begin to live it and feel it for ourselves. So standing here with your eyes closed, can you maybe begin to embody that philosophy we just talked about? The present moment and grounding, your connection to the earth. So repeating this mantra in your own mind. I am here in this moment with both feet planted. I am here in this moment with both feet planted. Please take a deep breath in and out. Place your hands on your hips and blink your eyes open. Please look down at your feet. And can you take your feet so they're more or less parallel? And that might look a little bit different from person to person. And as you look down at your feet, try to lift the inner arches of your feet. Imagine as if there's a colony of ladybugs and it's raining out, and the only place they can find shelter is in the arch of your foot. So you're trying to lift the inner arch of your foot to make a little cave so the ladybugs can find shelter from the rain. And now do the opposite. Try not to squish your ladybugs, but lift the outer arch of your foot, the lateral side edge of the foot. So that, let's say there's a colony of ants and they're like, oh gosh, we need a cave to protect us from the rain, but we can't be with ladybugs because we'll eat them. So you create a different cave for them. You're like a responsible governing body. Okay. And then try to find the balance between the two. So the inner arch is the tibialis anterior, the outer arch is the peroneus longus. And then push all 10 toes down into the ground. So you feel your toes plant into the floor. And maybe you just have this moment of like, whoa, I'm reconnecting with my feet. Like when you reconnect with a friend you haven't seen or visited for a while. Your feet do so much for you. Good. Inhale, bring both arms straight out in front of you. Palms are facing the floor. Sit your butt down and back like you're sitting into a chair pose. Yeah, we're going right into it now. Can you get those hands so they're level with your shoulders? Look down at your feet. Good. And then again, can you lift the inner arches of your feet and press the big toe down into the ground? Can you lift the outer arch of the foot? And just notice how that manipulates the ankle, and then try to find a bit of balance between those two extremes that feels right for you. Push all 10 toes down, keep your butt low, keep your chest lifted, collarbones broad. Notice if you're flaying through the front low ribs, put your right hand on your front lower ribs and gently draw them in towards the spine so that you're not back bending too much. Then release the hand forward again. Take a deep inhale. Full exhale. Okay, one more deep breath in. Exhale, can you sit a little bit lower? Send your butt down and back. Push down through all 10 toes. Inhale, stand all the way up. Come right onto your tippy toes. Lift your heels. Okay, so getting more into the soleus and the gastrocnemius. Testing your balance, testing your relationship with the earth. Can you focus your eyes on one spot? If your balance is a little bit wobbly, feel free to use a wall with a hand. And remember, be patient and kind with yourself. If your balance is really wobbly today, don't be hard on yourself. Be kind and be focused. Slowly, see if you can begin to bend the knees and lift the heels even higher. When we bend the knees and lift the heels higher, it takes less work out of the gastrocnemius, and it makes our soleus, our second heart, have to work more. Can you get your butt a little lower, your chest a little higher? Only 3 more breaths. Breathe deeply, 2. You've got this. And 1 last deep inhale. Full exhale. And stand all the way up. And exhale, release your heels and your hands down. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale, stand nice and tall. Push the pelvis down. Lengthen the spine up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Take your hands down towards the ground. Release your head. Bend your knees until you feel your belly come into contact with your thighs. Lift the inner arches of your feet. Think of the ladybugs, but press the big toes and all the toes down into the ground. Hug the legs towards each other as if there's a block between the shins. And then see if you can begin to straighten your legs a little bit more. Let your head totally relax. Take a slow, steady breath in. Slow, steady breath out. Deep inhale, let your head relax. Full exhale. Can you feel your feet planting down into the earth, bringing your consciousness to the connection of your body to the earth? Inhale, lift halfway up. Take your hands to your shin bones and elongate your spine. Reach the center of your chest forward. Draw your shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold over your legs. Release your head. Inhale, push down through both feet. Come all the way up to a standing position. Reach both hands up to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart, to your chest. And inhale, reach both hands all the way up. Exhale, fold over your legs, let your head release. Push all 10 toes into the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, elongate your spine. Exhale, fold over your legs, release your head. Inhale, reach both hands all the way up towards the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Can you connect to your breath? Inhale, reach up. Be present to your breathing. Exhale, fold over your legs all the way down. The head drops. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, both hands up. Push the balls of the feet down as you reach all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to chest. And one more time. Inhale, reach all the way up. Push the feet down as you stretch your fingers up. Exhale, fold over your legs all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back. Drop your right knee down towards the ground. Take your right knee so it's more underneath your right hip. If you have sensitive knees, fold the edge of your mat in for more padding. Inhale, reach both hands up. Hook your thumbs, so cross your thumbs. Try to get your right hip right on top of your right knee. So it's not a classical Anjaneyasana, it's more of a vertical one. So your torso is totally vertical over your right knee. Try to pull your front ribs in like you're flexing your front abdominals and really stretch those arms up towards the sky. Squeeze both of your butt muscles strongly. Try to lengthen your tailbone down. Take one more full inhale. Exhale, hands come all the way down towards the ground. Step back, downward dog pose. Send your butt back and up towards the sky. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Look at your feet. Can you ensure they're parallel? Inhale, lift your heels high off the ground. So with your knees straight and your heels lifted, both your soleus and your gastrocnemius, your calf muscles, engage and turn on. Good. Now, can you keep the calf and the soleus turned on and slowly release your heels back down towards the ground? We'll do that 3 more times. Inhale, lift your heels up like you're wearing fabulous stilettos. Exhale, slowly release the heels down towards the ground, trying to keep the calves and gastrocnemius engaged. Inhale, lift the heels up, push all 10 toes into the ground. Put on those high stilettos, lift. Exhale, slowly lower. Final one. Inhale, lift the heels up. Squeeze the calves. Exhale, lower the heels down. Step your feet together like they're one tree trunk. Lift your heels up. Inhale, right leg lifts up to the sky. Keep both hips facing down. Exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Drop your left knee down. Try to get it so it's directly above your left hip. Hook your thumbs, arms up. Try to get more vertical. In this low lunge, try to get vertical from left knee all the way up through the torso. Look straight forward. Pull your front ribs in, squeeze the glutes, tailbone descends. Can you feel the connection of your right foot, left knee, left foot on the ground? Your connection to the earth. Inhale, can you get up a little bit taller through the spine? Exhale, both hands come all the way down towards the ground. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, both hands all the way up towards the sky, full breath in. Exhale, hands to your chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Are you completely here in this moment with both feet planted? Inhale, halfway lift. Or do I need to pull a Nadia Potts on you and snap my fingers and say, where are you? Where are you? Both hands on the ground, step your left foot back, drop your left knee down, but this time keep the knee further back. Classical Anjaneyasana. Keep your pelvis forward and down. Reach both hands up. It's a little bit more of a back bend this time. Let your chest open up. Palms come together. See if you can maybe look up. Let the pelvis shift forward and down. Pull the right thigh back into the hip socket slightly. Pull the left knee forward against the mat. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, both hands come down towards the ground. Please step back, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, lift your heels high, flex your calves. Exhale, lower the heels down towards the ground. 2 more times. Inhale, lift your heels super high. Put those stilettos on. Exhale, lower the heels to the ground. Inhale, lift the heels up. Good. Exhale, lower your heels down. Step your feet together. Inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, pause. Keep pushing the hands forward and down. Keep your butt nice and high. Inhale, left leg goes back and up. Exhale, step your left foot forward between your hands. Drop your right knee down, keep your knee back. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, reach both hands up. The pelvis shifts forward and down. Maybe look up to your hands. Take a full inhale. Exhale, both hands to the ground. And this time, step back, plank pose. Take a full breath in and plank. Full breath out. Reach the center of your chest forward. Push the floor firmly away. Focus your eyes on one spot on the floor. Can you allow yourself to be totally present to this experience? Sometimes when things get hard, we're like, oh, I want to do what's next. I don't want to be in the present moment anymore. Can you keep the back of your head up? Keep your pelvis level with your shoulders. Claw all 10 fingers into the ground. Your hands and your feet are what connect you to the earth now. Can you push through the hands? Take one more full inhale. Exhale, come all the way to your belly. Take your hands where they are. Inhale, cobra, lift the chest. Draw the shoulders down the back. Hug the elbows in. If you have a sensitive lower back, please stay with cobra poses instead of upward dogs. We're doing cobra right now. Lift your legs off the ground. Keep your chest lifted. Squeeze the legs together. Pull the hands back against the mat as if you're a slug and you're trying to drag your sluggy body forward. Pull the hands back against the mat. Lift the chest, lift the legs. Keep the legs together. Good, and then the legs come down. Push back to hands and knees. Downward facing dog pose. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, knees down or not. Lower halfway to the ground for a tricep push-up, a low plank. Option to do cobra or inhale, upward dog. Pull the chest through, lift the thighs. If you have a sensitive low back, stay with cobra pose. Downward facing dog pose, full exhale. Take a steady breath in. Steady breath out. 3 more breaths. Can you allow your heels to release towards the ground? Keep a subtle bend through the knees by pushing the balls of your feet, all 10 toes, down into the ground. Take one last deep inhale. Exhale all your air. Bend your knees, look forward, step or jump forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Hands all the way up towards the sky. Deep inhale, reach all the way up. Hands to your heart, exhale. Let's keep that rhythm. Inhale, reach all the way up. Big breath in. Exhale, fold over your legs all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga dandasana. Lower halfway or all the way to the ground. Your choice, cobra or upward dog pose. Inhale. Downward facing dog pose, full exhale. Right away, can you steady your eyes on one point? So focus your eyes on one spot between your feet. I am here in this moment with both feet planted. Grounding ourselves by being present and acknowledging our relationship to the earth. The more you push your hands into the ground, the more you'll have ground reaction force rebounding up your arms so that your shoulders and arm muscles work more, become stronger. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale all your air. Bend your knees. Look forward, step or jump forward. halfway lift. Inhale. Fold forward. Exhale. Inhale, hands all the way up towards the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to your chest. Think of handstands for this one if you have handstands in your practice. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, fold forward all the way down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Think of a handstand, step, or jump. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Take a full breath into your body. Full breath out. 3 more breaths here. Can you listen to yourself breathe? Take some substantial breaths. And one last deep inhale. Full exhale. Step your feet together. Walk them 1 foot closer towards your hands. Come onto your tippy toes. Lift your heels real high like we've been practicing. Now look forward this time between your hands and bring your shoulders so they're right on top of your wrists. Please stay here. Or if you want to practice your handstands, push through the hands, bend your knees, 5 hops. Maybe you get stuck upside down. 4 more hops, or you get stuck upside down. 3 more breaths, staying where you are if that's what you've chosen. 2. 1 last breath or hop, and then land your feet at the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Hands on the ground. Step your right foot back to a big lunge. Turn your right heel flat. Line your feet up heel to heel. Bend into your left knee. Warrior 2 pose. As you lunge into your left knee, can you square your chest to the right? Look just off the tip of your left middle finger. Slow, steady breath in. Slow, steady breath out. As you look forward over your left finger, can you keep squaring your chest to the right? Go a little bit lower in the legs. At the same time, feel like your torso is lifting up. So in a lot of Vinyasa classes, in a lot of contemporary exercise, people move real fast. I love moving fast. I love having like a hard boot camp workout. Yet there's also incredible strength and value in moving slowly. Can you gaze off the tip of your left middle finger? Can you keep that right arm straight back? Can you find a little more depth in your legs? Lifting up through the torso. Can you be present with the challenge? Take 3 more breaths. Breathe into the ribs, into the chest. You take your left elbow to your left knee. Take your right hand to your right hip. Bend into your left knee. Turn your chest open to the right. Good. Look down at your left foot. Can you lift the inner arch of your left foot? Plant down through all 5 toes. Good. Then take your left hand either down to the ground or a block on the outside of the foot. If that's too hard for you, just keep your elbow on your knee. Reach your right arm overhead, side angle pose. Turn your chest to the right. Turn your chest up. Push down through the back foot. 4 more breaths. Three. Can you say yes to this moment? Or yes, queen. You know, accepting this moment as it is, even if it's a bit challenging for you, or if it's sweet and soft and supple. Can you accept it? Say yes to the present moment. One last full inhale. Exhale, both hands come down to the ground. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot back. Spin the heel flat. Warrior two pose, other side. Bend into your right knee. Try to get that front thigh parallel to the floor. Like work in that direction. Square your chest to the left, spread your arms wide like you're an eagle soaring through the sky. I'm gonna fly like an eagle. Look just off the tip of your right middle finger. Can you find depth in your legs? Warrior poses recruit our connection to the earth. We have to have strong legs, strong feet in warrior poses. It's our connection to the earth. Can you allow yourself to be strong in the legs? Lift up through the torso. Keep looking forward. 3 more breaths. Breathe. 2. Final big breath in. And out. Right elbow to your right knee. Left hand to your left hip. Good. Look down at your right foot. Can you lift the inner arch of your right foot? How are those ladybugs doing? I've totally annihilated all my ants. Outer arch is really hard for me. How are your ants doing? Can you balance your inner arch with your outer arch? And then bend into your right knee with joy. Bend into the right knee. Now turn your chest open to the left. Draw the lower ribs in. Left arm comes overhead. Stay here. You can stay here if this is enough for you. Or right hand to ground or block on the outside of your right foot. 5 breaths. Keep pushing the right heel down. 3 more breaths. 2. Chest turns up. Anchor down through both feet. 1 last breath in. Exhale, both hands come down towards the ground, please. Step back, plank pose. Lower your left elbow to the ground. Lower your right elbow to the ground. You're on your forearms now. Interlace your hands together. And then walk your feet towards your face so you're in Dolphin Pose. You're in Dolphin Pose. Both forearms on the ground. Your head is off the floor. I remember when I first learned Dolphin, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the worst pose in the whole world. I could only do 5 seconds of it before I needed to take my knees down. It was so hard for me. So if that's the case for you, be gentle with yourself. Try your best, but if you need to take a break, take a break. Walk your feet in a little more. Come onto your tippy toes. Lift your heels high. Lift your heels up. Engage the soleus, the gastrocnemius. Drive the elbows and forearms down. Try to get your butt a little higher. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky. Keep both hips facing down. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Push your elbows and forearms down. Can you lift your right leg a little higher, but keep both hips facing down? Good. The right foot comes down. Well done. Lift your left leg up. Keep both hips facing down. Straighten your left knee. Drive your elbows and your forearms down. Can you lift your left leg up a little bit higher? And then the left foot comes down. And both knees to the floor. Come onto your hands and your knees. Downward facing dog pose. Send your butt back and up. Take a deep inhale into your body. Full exhale. Deep breath in. Steady breath out. Please step your right foot forward between your hands. Drop your left knee down towards the ground. Inhale, reach both hands up towards the sky. Take your right thumb into your right hip crease and anchor your right hip down. Inhale, get a little taller through the torso. Exhale, bring your left elbow to the outside of the knee. Bring your palms together. Option to stay here or lift the back knee up off the ground. Keep bending into your front knee. Keep pressing your back thigh up. Maybe take your left hand down to the ground on the outside of the foot and the right arm up towards the sky. Deep breath in. Steady breath out. 4 more breaths. Can you turn the chest up? 3. Keep pressing the back thigh up to the sky as you bend into your front knee. Keep pressing that front thigh, that front shin outwards to lift the inner arch of your front foot. 1 last full inhale. Exhale, both hands come down to the ground. And step back, downward dog pose. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Drop your right knee down. Inhale, reach both hands up. Left thumb to your left hip crease. Push the left thigh bone down. Inhale, grow a little taller. Exhale, twist. Elbow to the outside of the knee. Palms come together. Turn your chest open to the left. Look down at your left foot. Can you have the inner arch of the left foot lifting? Press all 5 toes down. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee off the ground. Maybe take your right hand towards the floor and your left arm up to the sky. Keep pressing that back thigh up, up, up. Bend into the front knee. Keep pressing that front knee, that front shin outwards slightly to keep the home for the ladybugs. Slow, steady breath in. Try to lean back away from the direction you're twisting. One last full inhale. Exhale, both hands down towards the ground. Step back, downward dog. Take a full breath in and a steady breath out. And inhale, come forward to plank pose. Come down onto your right elbow and then down onto your left elbow and interlace your hands together. Walk your feet in. So repetition's so good for the body. I know sometimes we don't like repetition, but that's how we get stronger and how our body learns. So can you walk your feet in? You're back in dolphin pose. Yippee! Everyone's favorite. Push the elbows and forearms down. Come onto your tippy toes. Lift the heels high. Lift your right leg up. Option to stay here, or if it's in your practice, look between your forearms and kick up. Take both legs up towards the sky. So it's a variation of forearm stand. Your head stays off the ground. Wherever you are, take 3 more breaths. Stay. 3 more breaths. 2. Good. 1 last breath. And come back into dolphin pose. Good. Left leg up. Thank God we have 2 legs. You can do it. Left leg up. Stay here or kick upside down. Hold for 5. You've got it. 4. Gosh, it's hard talking and doing sometimes. 3. Stay with it. Breathe. 2. Push, push, push. And 1. Good. Take both feet down. Come onto your hands and knees. Table pose. Downward dog. Send your butt back and up towards the sky. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Well done, everyone. Please step your right foot forward between your hands. If you're a little tighter through your legs, grab your 2 blocks. Step your back foot forward about a foot or 2. Both feet are firmly planted on the ground. Straighten both legs. So if it's really hard for you to straighten your legs, put your hands up a little higher, either on their fingertips or on blocks. Or take your back foot in a little bit more. Have your feet staggered hip distance wide, so your right foot's more to the right, left foot is more to the left. Inhale, elongate your chest forward, reach the center of your chest forward. Elongate your spine. Look straight down. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, walk your hands forward, either on the ground or on your blocks, about 1 to 2 feet in front of you. Push your hands or your fingertips forward and down into the ground as you send the tops of your thighs, your hips back and up. Try to get your belly to connect towards the right thigh. Maybe bring your forehead towards your right shin. And as you look back towards your feet, can you lift the inner arches of your feet? Check out those ladybugs. Push all 10 toes down. 3 more breaths. Deep inhale. Full exhale. 2. Push all 10 toes down. 1 last deep breath in. And out. Good, well done. Both hands on the ground, step back, downward dog pose. Inhale, plank, come forward. Slowly, with control and mindfulness, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, please. Step your back foot, your right foot in about a foot or 2 so that you can get both heels on the ground. Pyramid pose. If you need to, you can put your hands on blocks. Option to walk your blocks a little bit more forward. If you walk your hands and your blocks forward, push the hands forward and down into the ground. Drive the tops of your thighs back and up. And as you begin to take your left belly to your thigh and your forehead to the shin, look back at your feet. And can you lift the inner arches of the feet? And push all 10 toes down and the balls of the feet down so that your soleus and your gastrocnemius, your calf muscles, stay engaged as they're being stretched. Huzzah. Can you take 3 more substantial breaths? And both hands come down towards the ground. Step back to downward dog pose. Take a full breath in downward dog. Full breath out. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale slowly, chaturanga, hug those elbows in. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your feet together. Come high onto your tippy toes. Lift your heels like you're wearing stilettos. Look between your hands. Option 1, just stay here. Hold for 5 breaths. Work on building your upper body strength. Option 2, bend your knees and try to kick your butt with your heels. Maybe you got stuck upside down. 4 more breaths or 4 more hops. 3, if you're in handstand, try to hold it. 2, push that floor away. Put 1 last breath in wherever you are. Step or land your feet up at the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, forward, exhale. Both hands all the way up towards the sky, reach nice and tall. Exhale, hands to your chest. Well done. Put your hands on your hips. Bend your left knee, turn your left foot out. Place your left foot, on your right inner thigh for tree pose. Tree pose. Bring your hands together in front of your chest in prayer. Steady your eyes. Can you pay attention to how you're standing on your right foot? Your connection, your relationship to the earth. Can you stand tall? 3 more slow, steady breaths. I am here in this moment with one foot planted. All right, well done. Stay focused. Try to stay with me. Turn your left knee forward. Take your right hand around your right hip. Left hand around your left knee. Lift your left knee up. Option to stay here, or catch your left big toe and inhale, lengthen your left leg forward. Keep your chest lifted. Hold for 5. Keep the breath steady. 4, chest up. 3. Can you bring yourself totally to this moment? 2, try to keep your right leg totally straight. 1 last breath in. Both hands up to the sky. Try to straighten the left leg straight out in front of you. Take 1 more inhale, lift the leg. Listen, exhale, take the left leg straight back behind you, hands beside your hips. Lean forward into toppling tree. Both hips face down to the ground. Straighten your left knee. If this is really hard for you, interlace your hands, bend your right knee, and place your hands on your right thigh. Otherwise, try to keep your hands beside your hips. If you want more challenge, inhale, reach both arms overhead, full warrior 3. Take 5 breaths, and then we're done. 4, can you breathe deeply? 3, you got this. Lift the arm, lift the leg. 2. 1 more deep inhale, lift, lift, lift. Come up to standing. Shake your right leg out if you need to. Whew, all the muscles in my right foot got a little crampy, which is a good sign. It means I work them nice and strongly. But if that was the case for you, just give it a shake out. Good. Other side, hands on your hips. Here we go. Bend your right knee, turn your right foot out. Tree pose. Place your right foot on your left inner thigh. If that's too high on the leg and you just can't manage that, keep your right foot on your calf or your ankle. Hands together at your chest in prayer. Slow, steady breath in. Slow, steady breath out. 3 more breaths. Can you be absolutely present, focused? Hug the outer left hip in, the standing hip. And left hand to your left hip. Bring your right knee forward. Catch your right knee lifted up. Stay here. Or catch the right big toe and lengthen your right leg straight forward. Hold for 5. Can you keep the chest up? 4, breathe. 3, keep the standing leg strong. 2. 1 more deep inhale. And exhale. Release the foot. Both hands come up towards the sky. Reach tall. Take a full breath in. Keep that leg up, 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 up. You've got this. And then toppling tree. Take your right leg straight back behind you. Both hands beside your hips. Both hips facing down. Again, if this is too much for you, bend your left knee a lot and put your hands on your left thigh. Straighten your right knee. Maybe reach both arms overhead, full warrior 3, 5 breaths. No longer, but also no shorter. 4 more breaths. Keep straightening that right leg. 3. Can we build the strength of our feet and our legs? 2. So we have a strong connection with the earth. And one more deep inhale. And exhale, stand all the way up. Feet together. Inhale, reach both hands up to the sky, full breath in. Exhale, fold over your legs, all the way down towards the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Elongate your spine. Step or jump, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Take a full breath into your body and a complete breath out. Do one more deep inhale. Full exhale. Please bend both of your knees, look forward, jump through to seated. Awesome. If you have blocks, make sure they're near you so you can use them on either side of your hips. If you don't have blocks, God bless you. It's my joke. It's my way of saying that the next thing can sometimes be a little challenging. Please come right up onto your sit bones. So you're nice and perky on your butt. Hands behind your knees. Lift your chest nice and tall. This is Navasana. Come onto your tippy toes, knees together. Boat pose. Our foundation now is our sit bones. Can you feel grounded through your sitting bones? Lift your feet up. Keep your legs together. Maybe reach both hands forward. Maybe straighten your legs. Navasana. Look towards your big toes. Hold for 5. Stay focused. 4. Chest lifts. Broaden through the collarbones. 3. 2. And 1. Cross your ankles. Put your hands on the ground on either side of your hips. Try your best here. If you have blocks, put your hands on your blocks. Lift your butt up. See if you can lift one foot. See if you can lift both feet. See if you can pike the legs. Hold for 3. Try your best. Hold for 2. And then sit back down. One more boat pose. You can do it. Right on your sit bones. Just be really excited about it. It makes it a little easier. Chest up, legs together, arms out. Lift the legs. Hold for 5. Chest up. 4, focus just off the big toes. 3, push the sit bones down to lift the chest and spine up. 2, cross your feet the other way, hands on floor box. Just try your best. Try to get your butt off the ground first. Try your best. 1 or both feet, maybe both legs straight out in front, and then sit down. Good job. If you're practicing with someone, give them a high five. Tell them well done. If you're by yourself, give yourself a mental high five. Please lie down onto your back. Bend both of your knees, please. Place your hands down on either side of the pelvis. Your feet are parallel. Push your feet down into the ground and lift the pelvis up, coming into bridge pose. Hold the edges of your mat. So try to wrap your hands around the edge of your mat, like let's say you're on the magic carpet ride with Aladdin. I can show you the world. And you're holding onto the carpet, the edge of the carpet, your yoga mat tightly because you don't want to fall off. And as you hold the edge of the mat, try to pull the mat apart. Try to pull your hands outwards. And then try to come more onto the tops of the shoulders. Roll your shoulders underneath you. Pull the mat apart. Push the shoulders down. Lift the chest higher. Keep your feet hip distance wide. Thighs parallel. Take a deep breath into your belly, into your ribs, into your chest. Full breath out. And 2 more breaths. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And 1 last deep inhale. Push the feet down. Push the shoulders down. Lift everything up. And exhale, slowly release. And roll your spine bone by bone down to the ground. And just take a moment to pause. Can you feel your whole body in contact with the ground, with the earth? How special is it to just lie down and let your body surrender to the earth underneath you? Don't surrender too much though. We're still going to keep going, okay? Feet hip distance wide, thighs parallel. Here we go. Hands down beside the hips or hands up beside the ears if you'd like to take it into Urdhva Dhanurasana. On your inhale, lift your pelvis up first. Try to keep your thighs more or less parallel. Push down through all 10 toes. Maybe come to the top of the head. Maybe straighten your arms. Please do not force this. Please do not push this. If it's not available, just stay with bridge pose. Keep your shoulders on the ground. Regardless of where you are, can you push whatever's on the ground into the floor? And the more you push your body down into the ground, the more ground reaction force rebounds up through the limbs and allows you to lift higher. Take 1 more deep inhale. And exhale, slowly roll the spine all the way down to the ground. Let your knees knock together. Hands on the belly. Please place your right ankle on your left thigh. Gently push your right thigh away from you with your right hand. You can stay there or hug your left leg in for thread the needle pose. What I'd like you to bring your attention to is the feeling of your sacrum, the base of your spine, and the entirety of your spine, more or less, against the ground. Often when we lie down, we lie on a couch or we lie on our bed. It's not very often that we lie on the ground. Unless you do lots of yoga or you don't have a bed or a couch. So can you take this moment to appreciate, your connection to the earth? You're grounding yourself. You're bringing your body in contact with the earth. Take a deep breath in and out. Hey, please switch sides. Left ankle on your right thigh. Hug your right leg in. You take 3 more deep breaths here, just allowing yourself to appreciate your body on the ground. Slowly hug both knees in towards your chest, give them a gentle squeeze, but try to keep your sacrum on the ground so you lengthen through the back. Right. Happy baby pose. Grab onto the outside edges of the feet, your ankles or your shins if you're a little tighter. Bottoms of the feet face the ceiling. Option to stay still or gently rock side to side. Okay, and then listen carefully. Please bring both of your feet down towards the ground so that your feet are mat distance wide. And then let both of your knees fall over towards the left. So the knees are bent. Let your knees drop to the left. Keep your feet mat distance wide. And now I'd like you to squeeze your right buttock. So you could even tap your right butt and just see if you can squeeze it. And the more you squeeze your right buttock, can you push a little bit more through the ball of your right foot, your right big toe. And the more you can squeeze your right butt and push through the right big toe, the more you'll open across your right hip, bringing that right hip into a bit of extension. So push the instep of your right foot down as you squeeze your right butt. Turn your head to the right, look over your right arm. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Legs come back to center. Keep your feet mat distance wide. Let your knees fall to the right. Squeeze your left butt strongly. Push the inner left foot down and drive that left hip towards the right slightly by squeezing the left glute. Take your left arm to the left, turn your head to the left, look to the left. Take one more deep inhale. Full exhale. And then please bring your legs back to center. Center your pelvis. And please come into Shavasana. Lengthen both legs forward. Relax your arms and your hands against the ground. This is our opportunity to receive the earth, the stability it provides. And so often when we're feeling unstable in our life, lying on the earth, lying on the beach, getting down in the mud can be so grounding for us. Can you allow your body to relax? Can you allow yourself to be fully supported by the ground? Your belly relaxes. The muscles in your face relax. Your feet relax. Please take a deep breath in and out. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Listen carefully. Please bend your knees. Place your feet on the ground. Take your feet just a little wider than your hips so your knees can knock together like a knock-kneed position. Place your hands on your front lower ribs so that your middle fingers touch, just barely, like the skin of the very tip of your middle fingers is all that's touching, right above the front, mid to lower ribs. We're now moving into pranayama. Prana translating as energy, yama translating as control, or ayama translating as expansion. So moving into exercises that expand and control our life force, our energetic life force. Most yoga teachers I have studied with have said that this is the most powerful aspect of yoga, and that it should be done with gentleness and with sensitivity. When I first started learning pranayama, I thought it was the most boring thing on the face of the world. I thought it was just like a huge waste of time. I'm just being very honest. But over the years, I have grown to acknowledge my relationship has changed completely with it. It's very powerful, really changes your body and your mind. So with your hands where they are, just the skin of the fingertips touching, we're going to start with a very gentle breath today, known as sama vritti. Sama meaning equal, vritti meaning fluctuation. This is an equal part breath with regards to the inhale and the exhale. I'd like you to take a natural breath in and out. I'm going to begin a counted breath. Your intention is to follow my count. And if it doesn't feel right, it feels too rushed or too slow, and that's bothering you, please feel free to just breathe at your own rate. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Please inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue counting on your own. exhaling, continue your count. Try to make your breath as smooth as possible. As you breathe in, can you feel how your middle fingers separate and come apart? And as you breathe out, can you feel how the fingertips come together, the middle ones? Take 2 more breaths here. Final breath. Try to keep that breath going. Slowly roll onto your right hand side. So now as you add a little bit of movement, can you keep the quality of that breath? Slowly begin to press yourself up to a seated position. Try to find a comfortable seated position that you can remain in for just a few minutes. If sitting is uncomfortable, you can sit in a chair or you can lie on your back. Can you keep your eyes closed? Place your hands wherever is most comfortable. And continue that Samavriti breath. Inhaling for 4 counts. Exhaling for 4. 3 more rounds. If your mind wanders or gets distracted, return the mind to the counted breath. And please bring your hands together in front of your chest, palms touching. As you flow through the rest of your evening or your day, can you repeat the mantra, I am here in this moment with both feet planted. Acknowledging that to be grounded, we have to live in the present moment. Say yes to this moment and acknowledge our relationship with the earth. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. It was so nice having all of you. Melanie, Severi, so nice to see you. You're right on the page. Hi, little wave. Have the most beautiful day or sleep. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can message me on Instagram or send me an email, duncan@duncanyoga.com. Please be really proud of yourself for doing the first day, getting through it all, doing the pranayama, the philosophy and the vinyasa. It's quite a lot. So thank you for showing up and for committing to yourself, your mind, and your body. I love you all so much. Send me an email, duncan@duncanyoga.com, if you need anything. Instagram, Duncan Yoga. This will be posted on YouTube in 6 hours, and it's free, so you can have it for later on if you need it. Love you lots. Have a beautiful day or sleep. Take care.